Hello everybody, welcome to Immortal Engines. In this video series, we're going to be converting my 2015 Yamaha R6 to a 2018 Yamaha R6 fairing set. This is a tutorial video where I will be showing you everything that you need to do to get the full conversion completed. That includes front end, the side fairings, tank, and the tail section of the bike. So if you're looking for a tutorial showing you what to do, this is the video for you. I also suggest that if you're not subscribed to the channel, you make sure and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon, because this is going to be a multi-video series. So if you're looking to learn each section of the bike at a time as you go, this is the right video series for you. Today we're going to be starting on the front end of the motorcycle. I have the new front end sitting back there. It's ready to go. So first we're going to take this front end apart, and once we have it apart, I'll be showing you guys in detail what we need to do to fit the 4th gen front end on the R6. So thank you for tuning in, and let's get to it. Alright guys, I'm gonna get you guys a nicer view of my R6. She's in mint condition. There's nothing wrong with this bike. Everything is beautiful. But you know, I felt like it could be something really fun for the channel and something new for me. I always wanted to work in motorcycles a little more, and this is a great opportunity for me to learn. So the first thing we have to do is, I think I have to remove the fairings from either side of the bike. And after we remove that, I have to get in here and start undoing the front end from the front stay of this bike. I have to take the mirrors off. Well, we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna put you guys on the side here, and I'm gonna hit a time lapse so that we get most of those parts off. You probably already know how to do that, so I'm not gonna make a tutorial on that. So let's get to it. This is how she's looking right now, guys. Those fairings put a little bit of a fight, man. I haven't taken them off in a long time, and I honestly forgot how to do it, but just keep taking stuff off. Don't forget the stuff that's on the inside over here. Those are very important. Lots of clips and stuff like that, and definitely keep those, because those will help you put your new fairings on the bike. I still have to take that side fairing off. One more thing before we keep going, you have to unplug this wiring harness so that you can remove the front end of the bike. So make sure that you undo whatever this loom leads to, which is a couple of plugs over here. Make sure you undo that so that you can get the front end off once you get it loose. So let's go ahead and get that going. Okay guys, so now that we have the front end ready to come out and loose, you're gonna slide it out like this, and you're gonna find the plug for your instrument cluster. So I think if you push underneath it, yeah, underneath it is where you push to release. There you go. And you also have a couple of sensors here. The tab is, I think this is the tab, isn't it? There we go. There we go. And boom. Just like that, we have removed the front end of our bike. So look at that. She's coming along pretty good. We got the front end off. I'm gonna set this over here. And we'll take that wiring harness off. Okay everybody, we're ready to take this wiring harness off right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a Phillips head screwdriver and we're gonna start pulling, I think just 2 screws, and you should be good to go. So now that we have this out of the bike, I wanted to show you guys something. So for the front end of the 2018, the one sitting up there, let's pretend this is the new one. We have our air duct that goes here and connects to our front stay, and on top of that air duct there is a box that it's a controller for the LED headlights. There's a guy on another YouTube channel that basically tells you to delete that box that controls the LEDs and just wire it directly to your bike's wiring harness, which will be these 2 plugs. So I went online and I did find these plugs, as you can see, and I have the plug that connects to that box. So I already figured out how to wire that to this so that it's a plug and play adapter from the 3rd gen to the 4th gen. What I wanted to tell you guys is do not follow the instructions that he gives you on how to wire the brand new LED headlights. Look, they are up there, they're down here, because those don't have a replaceable bulb. It's not like you can turn this and remove your bulb if you screw something up. Those LEDs are integrated, they are sealed inside the headlight, and they're extremely expensive. And what he's doing is he's removing the controller that basically regulates the current that is sent to the LEDs, and by wiring it directly, yeah, they would light up, but it's almost like a runaway effect where the LEDs draw and draw and draw more power and they start getting hotter. What that box does is it limits how much current goes to the LEDs so that they don't get hot. If they don't get hot, they will last a long time. But the way this kid showed you guys how to do it, you're gonna fry your brand new headlights, and they're very expensive. So please do not listen to his advice. Wait for the video where I'm gonna show you guys how to wire everything and you will have no problem. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and continue on the front end of the bike, remove the front stay and remove the cluster and all that stuff, and we're pretty much ready to bolt on our brand new front stay and front end. So let's go. Okay guys, so right now I'm gonna try and slow down on the time lapses a little bit because you guys probably want to know how to actually do this. So I try to find a good combination of time lapse to actual footage of me showing you in normal speed, because I want to explain to you guys how to do it, but I also don't want the video to last 5 hours. So we gotta take all 4 of those screws out. I'm gonna leave the top one kind of loose on this side over here, and I'm gonna hold it. There we go. So here is our front stay. I wonder if we're gonna need this piece for our new one. But we'll figure that out right now. So here's our front air duct, and one thing on my new air duct, the way I bought it, it did not come with these sensors, but that's good because I'm just gonna go ahead and swap these over to the new one. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to that right now. Also, I'm gonna be taking off the instrument cluster from this piece right here. Okay everybody, so there we have it. I just swapped out a couple of things from one front stay and air duct to the other. So this is the 3rd gen, the one that used to be on my bike, and this is the new, the 4th gen one. As you can see, I actually bought a broken front stay, which is pretty cool because in order to install this guy on the motorcycle, you see this one fits right here exactly. Whoops, this one fits right here exactly like that. But on here, it's gonna need a little bit of modification because apparently none of the holes fit, none of that stuff fits. So it's okay because we are gonna make it work anyway. So I'm actually gonna start by fitting this to the bike first, and then I'm gonna check out the position for this. So I did ended up switching the sensors, and they fit perfectly. They're exactly the same one, so that's really nice. By the way, at the end of this video, not this video, at the end of the build, I'm gonna bring up the cost of every single part and thing that I got for this motorcycle. So if you're looking to know how much this will cost you, you can check that out on the future videos. Right now I'm just trying to fit these parts, and I'll worry about that later. So let's go ahead and keep going. We're getting close to installing the front end. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, on the old front stay, there's this plastic piece right here. Don't forget to take that out, because you're gonna need it to get a perfect seal on your new front stay. They both actually fit. Whoops, they both actually fit, which is great. So we're gonna go ahead and slide this onto the bike like so. I'm gonna put a couple of screws on it so it doesn't fall down and scratch something. Just to see what it looks like, I still have to trim this and fit the cluster, but just so that we can see how it looks like, I'm gonna push the camera back a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and install the front end of the bike so we can all check it out. So I'm gonna put you guys back a little bit, and basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish up these bolts, and then I'm gonna secure the front end with this 4 screws right here. So 2 here and 2 here, and I'm gonna be doing it from this side. So don't feel like I'm leaving something out of your view, because I'm trying not to. All I'm gonna be doing is putting on 4 screws and a couple more here, and that will keep the front end on there so we can just check it out. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so there you have it. We installed the front end of the bike. It was actually pretty easy. Of course, having the right front stay makes all the difference. And right now what I want to focus on is fitting this guy to here to where it looks good. I personally think that the higher we can get it, the better, so that we have better visibility of the instrument cluster. You can put it lower, but then you're kind of gonna have a hole. So if you go way up here, you're gonna have that gap filled, and it's gonna look great. I want to show you how to get this installed in the best way possible. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have this top tabs rest on top like this, and then you're gonna center it best way you can. All right, and what you're gonna do after that is you're gonna go on the side here, and you're gonna see, after you center it, you're gonna look and see where the third one is touching, and you're gonna mark it with a Sharpie or something, but make sure it's straight on the top before you do that, and go ahead and make a mark so that you can start drilling. I already have my mark right here, and I have my step drill bit. If you don't have one of these, please stop, go to Harbor Freight, buy a set. They're the best thing that were ever invented, and go ahead and center it best way you can. Don't have to go crazy, and start drilling. So let's see, let's try it out. Yeah, right on. Here, check it out guys. So this is what I was talking about. See, it sits right there and it sits right there, and then we got our guy right here in the middle. So I think that if we push this back and we put our screw down there, I think it should be good to go. So let's go ahead and give that a try and see how it works out. Okay guys, so I want to give you an update. I ended up putting the screw on here, and this is actually pretty firm. It's not moving anywhere, and it looks very firm, but I don't really want to rely on only one screw. And in order to install the two from up here, let me show you. See, these come with a washer already, and the washer doesn't come off. So what I was thinking is they are just too short. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a notch into the material here, so that I can fit the screw in there and pull this cluster tight against the frame, and I think it will be good. So it's a little bit hard to explain, but wait till you see it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut one side and the other one just a little bit, and we should be fine. Okay, so let's check it out. Hopefully it works. Great, it looks to be working out okay. So this is what I meant. I'm not sure you guys understood, but this is gonna actually give it, it's not tight all the way, but it's gonna give it a little bit of something there, see, so that it doesn't go anywhere. That's how I'm gonna do it. If you don't think that this is a good way, well, go ahead and do it the way you think is best for you, but this is the way I'm gonna go with it. Now look, there's dust everywhere, so thank God I put that rag on there, or I would be having to take the air box out just to clean everything. So I know that using a grinder on a part on your motorcycle is not the ideal thing to do, but I believe that this is the best thing that we can do to fit this cluster that shouldn't be here on this front stay. Thank God my front stay was already bad, so I don't feel bad for cutting it up. But if you guys look, we have more than enough room for our plug right there. We drill this hole, and we just cut the material to be able to insert those screws, and this is solid. Okay guys, so I installed the cluster, I bolted it on, and then I installed our air intake, and I put the wiring on the top here first, and then I plugged it in to either sensor, and I ran it on the side here, which I think is how it goes on the other bike, so that's good. We still have to hold it onto something using this zip tie screw mount things. See, there's another one here, but we'll figure that out once we put the front fairings on. I was about to put the front end on, but I realized that there's one more part we need to swap out, which is this plastic piece down here. They're not the same. I have the new one over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that one, which it looks like I have to remove the horn. I already unplugged it, so let's get to it. Okay everybody, check it out, we're getting somewhere. So we have our front stay installed, we have our air duct installed. Those colorful wires that you see there, those are for the headlights, but as I mentioned to you guys, I'll be showing you how to do those on one of the last videos where we're gonna go over the wiring for the whole bike. But for now, the hardware is mounted. Look at that, and look at this instrument cluster clearance. Here, I'm gonna sit on the bike and put the camera in front of me so I can give you guys a reference point. So this is just sitting straight up with my hands on the tank. This is the same height as my eyes, perfectly clear view, and this is me holding the handlebars. Unobstructed, clear view. I think slightly better than it used to be. I think it's a little bit higher, and I actually like that because it's more comfortable. It's much easier to see. Actually, before I do any more fairings, I think I have to start tucking these wires and see what I'm gonna do about them. So actually, I'm gonna figure that out and tell you guys how I did it. Okay guys, another update. So I ran the wires under here, and well, it's getting windy, and I plugged everything back in. All right, so they kind of stay up there by themselves. Might get in the way of something here, but we'll see. And then up here, this white zip tie with a hole on it where it used to be bolted onto is really close to the headlight wire, and what I did is I just looped a small zip tie in between them, and that seems to hold it high enough. And then the relay here, I believe that's what it is. I'm just gonna tuck it in the front there. I'll see if I can zip tie it to something else, but it should be fine. It's covered in rubber. So for this side, it's easier to do those two things if you pull the bolts on this and just let it hang, because I was trying to do it without removing it, and I don't know why I bothered to do that. So after you're done with that, put it back. This is the headlight wire. Again, I'm going to show you guys how to do that later. On the other side, pretty much the same story. I ran the wire up here. Make sure that you tuck it behind the front stay bolt mount. So make sure it's back there and then under, and it kind of tees to the other side. And down here, I did the same thing. I zip tied it to this gray wire right here, which is the headlight wire. So make sure you do that. Make sure you don't forget to do that. It's very important. And the other side relay is just right here. So that tucks the wires out of the way. You can't see anything. I think it looks pretty decent. So what I'm gonna do next, install the mirrors. So let's keep working on it. Okay everybody, here's an update. So I finished up with the zip tie up here. I'm pretty sure I already mentioned that, and you guys are super lucky because down here you're gonna have the wire for the side marker hanging, and if you cut the tape just a little bit and you bend it up and you put it behind this bracket by the rectifier, and you stretch your new mirror wire, they just barely meet down there, but they do. It's like half an inch to spare. If it was half an inch shorter, maybe it wouldn't have fit. This side is no problem. This side, for some reason, they made the wire longer, so here you have plenty of wire. I'm going right under here. Might do a nicer job later. Probably gonna zip tie these guys together, but the front end, it's pretty much done. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start figuring out the fairings on the side. So my goal for today and for this video is to install the side fairings, and she will look pretty good from there. She might be rideable today while I, you know, get the rest of the stuff together. But I already have the subframe and everything for the tail. I'm only missing a few things back there, which are the closeout and a license plate holder. I really don't want to have to reuse anything because I'm actually planning to use these fairings to rebuild an R6. So I'm going to be looking for a crashed R6 so I can bring it back to life. So anyway, I'm going to set the camera on the side and I'm going to start marking up the fairings, and I'll tell you what I find out about it. Okay guys, so I'm going crazy because it just got really windy on us, but she's coming along pretty well. The one thing that I noticed is that this bracket back here is bent at like a 90 degree for the other fairings, and I just straightened it out. But I took one of the bolts off, but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have to make a mark in there, kind of line it up best way we can, and make a new hole on that little bracket. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna test the bolt, and yeah, it does make it across. Wait a minute, is that gonna stay there? It's like the bolt tapped itself, or the screw. It's not a bolt, but a screw. Yeah, I was actually gonna put one of these things behind it, which if you want, you can slide it over the aluminum and then put your bolt across. But honestly, I'm just gonna leave it like that. If it does get loose, I'll just slide one of these in there. But yeah, check it out. Let me see. Yep, it's nice and together. It's good right there. I'm happy. It's good right here, here and here, up here, And now on the top of the fairing, all right everyone, so for reference I cut about that much. It's about an inch, and it looks like we have it in the bag. A couple more screws down here, a few more up there, and we should be good to go. There you go. Let me put this guy right here. I'm a bit concerned about my shifter now. Yeah. Oh no. See, if you guys have a stock one, it will probably be fine, but this one wasn't made with the clearances for this bike, so it's touching on the plastics. Yeah, downshifting is gonna stink. So I have two options. I don't know if I like either one of them. I can cut the fairing a little bit, or I can cut this a little bit. If I cut the fairing, you won't see it because the outside lines are good. So I think I'm gonna do the forbidden. How much do I have to cut it? Here, there and there. Jesus, it's a lot. All right, well, I think I'm gonna cut the fairing. Those are cheap enough. Let's go. Okay guys, so I think I'm getting there. Look at how much I had to cut off, but I don't think it looks ugly because it actually fits in with the part. I did have to notch this piece here a little bit. Here, let me give you a better angle so you can see that notch. But I think this time everything will finally work out. So I'm turning on the camera here, and it's taking me about 5 minutes. If you have a Dremel, it's not difficult at all. And it's plastic, so it's really easy to cut. As long as it doesn't feel heavy, I'm gonna leave it like that. See? That's all. Just a little flex. I don't think it will hurt anything. So, let me get up here. What is left to do is the one bit that joins both of those pieces. Connect the back, a couple more on top, and we should be good to go. Okay everybody, and just like that, we finished the front end and the sides of the fairings. Everything is bolted up. Like if I wanted to, I could just hop on this bike and hit the road. Everything is firmly secured onto the bike right now, which is great. I think in the next video we're gonna work on the tail section of the motorcycle, and the last piece will be the tank, because I bought a tank with a couple of dings and it was scratched on the one side, and it was black. So then a friend sent me this front cowl piece in silver, and it did have a little bit of a crack and doesn't have emblems. So I ordered the emblems and I sent both things to a body shop here in town, and they're gonna paint match it to this. I actually, you see that tail section over there? I took them one of those and I asked them to paint match it to that. So anyway guys, that's it for today. I think everything is coming along pretty good. I'm very, very happy. She already looks amazing. So yeah, thank you for watching this video of Immortal Engines. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to this channel. Most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribers, and it's really frustrating because, you know, I could have more subscribers, and more subscribers will give me potential sponsors for videos, and I could start making more motorcycle builds. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.